the heck are you guys doing in there? We've got a bloody concrete pour on today, guys. I can't be sleeping in. Welcome back to a freaking brand new video. Look at this. Got Dave freaking vacuuming out all our footings, trying to get rid of all that polystyrene. The reason being is we're going to have a grind and polish on this concrete, and we don't want any polystyrene bits in it. And it's also good to clean the footings out. Fabiano down there, he's cleaning all the bits and pieces off against that concrete where the DPC was hanging down. Little issue, we were meant to be putting these big posts in this morning and pouring them, but something went on. Don't know yet, so wait to figure out what's happening there. But we're really just prepping for concrete. It's about 8 o'clock, it's coming. And I sort of need to know, I've confirmed the concrete for 9.6 cubes, which is for those 2 holes as well. But, mate, it might not be 9.6 cubic meters because we might not be pouring them, but we'll see how it goes. I need to know now, but gotta wait for the client to wake up, so that's cool. Mainly that polystyrene, bro, would be, yeah, really don't want that happening. I might do these holes is clear everything out from around them down to the dirt, and just in case we do drill and pour these today, we'll be ready for it. So we'll mark them out and stuff like that. The only thing is we just don't have a digger here to drill it. So yeah, boys. Hey, Fabes. What we're doing here is the digger that we were using couldn't quite drill deep enough with these, with these in the way. So we're still gonna drill, but we want to get a level platform, something like this,
to drill from.
So we'll flatten out the other one. You'll notice it's big. The main thing is to get these big bits out of the way so the drill doesn't like.
Coming.
You got a pump?
No.
Truck.
Oh, can we?
Digger.
The digger.
You're just gonna pour into the digger bucket?
Ah.
Hey, like that, eh? Yeah. So, don't know if you guys caught that, but the digger driver came out on Saturday to try and drill through these holes here. But these pipes, because we were compacting around them and stuff like that, they weren't perfectly plumb, which made it hard to drill the hole and recorrect and get it nice and straight. So it is what it is, sort of. We also couldn't quite get down deep enough, so we removed them. We sort of got rid of all the big bits of rocks and stuff like that were around it, that we sort of stuck in behind there from the millings that we used. And then, so we're still going to pour, which is pretty mean. We just need to wait for the digger driver to get here and do that thing. So we'll prep these posts and get things nice and set up. Look at Fabian's face, he's like this. In the back seat, on the driver's side, down the bottom, there's some paintbrushes and some of the metal X, you know, the green stuff.
Yeah, the blue stuff.
What we're going to do is we're going to paint the end of these posts.
Oh, like how we did in those posts.
It's because these laminated posts get a little bit funny with them going on the ground. So we'll just put an extra layer of protection over it, just exactly. Yeah, and I'm going to run some strings and then we'll mark that out, paint those, get our batter boards on and stuff like that, and we'll be ready to rock and roll when we need to throw them in. Get some pegs, some braces, all that sort of stuff. Yeah, just so we're fully prepped. Right on that corner, because that's still going to be our building line, you see. Just quickly mark the centres for you. We'll just clear those big freaking rocks out of the way, X. Hey Dave, can you mark the centre of those holes? It's going to be 75 plus 110, so 185 off the edge of the string line in. It's all right. We'll just mark it like this, Steve. Yeah, well, we've got the string lines up. We just mark it down here and then mark across. Yeah, we dig. That's what I'm saying. We got to find the center of the hole. Yeah, I got you. You think we set the post up, eh? Yeah, perfect there. Yeah, sweet. So I say 185, eh?
Yeah, 185.
Maybe that. Yeah, you want to try and hit it. Yeah, there's still heaps of freaking big dogs in there. That's it. Probably around there.
Oh, I would do.
Sweet. All right, Faves, we got that sorted. Where's this truck? Yeah, I could. Clear out.
Oh.
And then we just got to try and.
Yeah. Yeah.
Changes your life, that delivery bird. But what can I say? I've learned that it's true. After 9 months of waiting.
Same as usual, eh? Just as you think you got everything sorted, goes south. Nah, it was perfectly fine. If we were to have these posts already drilled and installed, ready to rock and roll, it would have been pretty straightforward, but yeah, we were under the pump, but we still didn't break a sweat, eh? Nah, so far up, pretty much what we did. Just got the slab down with the digger. I don't know if you guys saw any of that. I didn't even know what we were filming. I was like this. I was like, geotech and engineer for structural engineers. Like, oh yeah, that's going to be good. Oh, how are we going to do this? I was a little bit concerned because we had such a big hole around the outside of our actual pile hole. If that makes sense. And they were like, well, you're not going to be able to compact that. And then they're talking with each other, and it's like, oh, it's kind of fine. But we got them all braced up. We got them in. We got them in the right spot. And now we're just going to have a bit of a clean up and assess the damage. Yeah.
Straight up. Next move.
And we'll have a bit of smoko, I think. But we'll have a clean up first day. Yeah. What are you guys up to for the rest of the day? Yeah, look at these huge posts, bro. This is sick. You can sort of see what's going on now. Big open alfresco area coming through. We've got a decorative truss. Well, it's not decorative, but we build a decorative truss right in there. And then we've got some nice groove ply ceilings coming through, big fireplace, glass balustrades, and then big stacker slider through here into the pool and bar room. So sort of coming together. I don't know if you guys can see it or not yet, but it's going to be some cool vertical timber slats all the way through here. Some 63 by 150s all the way through. And we're going to be setting up all the stainless steel brackets inside the concrete, making sure that we got all that ready to rock and roll. But oh my gosh, I'm excited. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, eh? I'm out of here. You guys are good? I wouldn't do that to you, would I? 30 MPa concrete we used.
30?
Yep.
Wow. 2 truck loops.
Yeah, 9.5 cubes. The reason we use the 30 MPa is we're going to be grinding and polishing the slabs. We don't want any cracks or anything happening. Yeah, exactly. So recommendation is to use that 30 MPa, so it just really solidifies the strength of the concrete.
Yep.
And yeah, we went with a Manga Toroto chip, so it's quite neat. Got different colours in it, 16mm chip. And yeah, we'll maybe talk a bit more about concrete tomorrow, I guess, because there's so many different bits and pieces you got to know about it. And I've been learning it along the way on this job, so it'd be cool to let you guys know what I've sort of found out at least.
Oh, look at that. Alright gang, welcome back to another episode. We're back on site after yesterday's rush hour. We got our slab in and we got our piles in. Alright, today we got our string lines back up. We're just going to double check if our lines are parallel for our next slab. And yeah, let's get stuck into it. Oh yeah. 6609. 609. Sweet. 08. That's all good. Hey, everything. Just so we knew for sure. So that's just a mill, that's all good. 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 Sweet. 661. Pulling. You there? Oh, bro. 1 mil. Me and Mikey just finished checking our lines if they're parallel. And we are spot on. Now, today's task. Well, this morning, I just cleared out these braces around the boxing for our landfill. I'm gonna fill and compact this edge and hopefully compact all of this for our next slab to go down. Sweet. Hey? Yo, bro, it's perfect. All within the mill. Very that ass, cuz. Alrighty, team, let's get out of this freaking rain.
Boy, hey.
These boots are made for walking.
Well, the boss has got new boots.
What does it look like?
Whoa, what's wrong?
It's colour coordination.
He's made for school.
Boy, you guys are sad ass.
That corner threw me off, I'm not gonna lie.
Why'd you do that to yourself?
Whoa. These are crisp, bro. These are freshies.
Crisp things are cringe.
You guys are sad to me. So, I mean, I guess the boys have already showed you what's up. Obviously, it was a big rush yesterday, so they rechecked all our lines, making sure that they're all nice and square. Which are they good, eh?
I've been going off that one.
Which they're good? They're good, eh?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yeah, now they're setting up the heights for our hard fill. Now, they've done the good thing by going off the plans and checking all that. We want to take something into consideration here, and that is this new alfresco slab wants to tie in with our pool patio area. So instead of using the plans, we're going to use the height of the pool patio to dictate where our levels are going to be. So what we'll do is we'll actually stick a straight edge almost maybe along the pool patio up to this point here. I wonder if we take this bit of boxing off so we can get an accurate line all the way through to here, and then we'll measure the distance. Why I want to put a straight edge on the slab is because it's on the angle. It's on an angle. It's on an angle. It's sloping towards the pool. So as we put the straight edge on, the straight edge is actually going to come up higher to this point. It's not going to be perfect right here. So maybe I really don't want to take that boxing off. So maybe we try and pull this peg out and we can just use the framing through here to get that height. What do you guys reckon? And I'm assuming because previously one of my big concerns was that this patio, this height here, is going to be too close to the pool patio height. Right before we even started doing this job, like before I even got the contract for it. And the reason I think that is because I can tell from the slab inside to the pool patio area when it was in, it was about 80 mil. So we had to actually change the plans before they went into council and add a channel drain all the way along and through this point to get through council with our height to, I was going to say height to boundary, but from our patio slab to our pool house slab, if that makes sense. So we're all good to go. We are going to be putting a channel drain through here, and that's why it doesn't matter what height the slab is. We just want to make sure it marries in with the finished floor level of the existing place. So what we did is we actually followed the plane of the pool patio area. We actually only got 95 mil from the top of our slab to the top of the next slab, which I'm not super happy about. It says 150 maximum, right? Yep. Then what we did was leveled from that corner there to this point, and it became 162. 162. So we want to at least have a little bit of fall heading down that way. So if we split this in half, maybe we go 130. That way at least we're going to get at least 30 mil more fall, 30 mil fall from this point here, which is about 1300. So yeah, what's that, probably about 20 mil a meter? Yeah. Which is probably still enough, I think. Hopefully that doesn't really interfere with what we need to do along there. If we went 130, I'd be happy with that. If we roll 130, so 130 is going to be our height. That way we still get that 30 mil fall. Should we do another check down this end and see what we've got? I reckon, just to be double, triple sure. But that means, that's a good thing for us. That means if we've got 115 here and 130, we've got 15 mil fall going this way. Sweet. Yeah, now that one's 107. 107. So what we'll do is, shall we level from this point again? These are just sort of rough ones. But that means we've got 130.
Oh, shush up, geez.
So that means, so we still need it falling that way and that way. And that will do the trick, I think. Make sure that this is good, because if we have to drop that down to like 140 or something, but we just try not to. So we said 130 here, eh? Yeah, 130. I wonder if we, this is still falling that way, our level, like falling that way. Yeah, we're still falling that way, but we still want to fall that way too. Okay, so boys, what we're doing is we're trying to figure out all our heights, right? We want to be making sure that the water is falling away from the building and also flowing down this way. The reason being is we've got a channel drain against the building here, and we need to get fall on that channel drain. So we're just figuring out our heights, right? We use the straight edge at each point and figured out where level is and then where in plane is with the pool patio, which we've done a good job. We've had to fudge a few bits and pieces here and there. So this point here, we've put the straight edge along, and our height for that plane is right here, right? But, and level is right here. We can't have it level, but we've gone right bang in the middle here. And the way we've got that is we've got our in plane over there and our in plane over here, and done that through there. So the fall isn't going to be exactly the same as the patio in this section, but it's still going to be falling out that way. Our next mission here is we've got to figure out this point. The reason being is this is outside. This is sort of exposed to the elements. We don't want a flat surface in here. We want that to be draining away at some, if it rains in there, we want the water to get out. We don't want it pooling. So we've got to take into consideration a few things. One being this deck here. We don't want the concrete being on an angle, or we want the concrete to be level in this section through here. It would look like if we were to put it on an angle and there'd be a step between the deck and the patio. We've also got glass balustrade along these points right here. We've got a fireplace, glass balustrade. So we sort of want that side to be level too. And then we also want this side over here to be level. And the reason I say that is because we've got louvers that we're going to be, timber louvers that we're going to be putting in there. And it will look funny if it was going on an angle. So with those three things in mind, we're sort of only left with one option, is we're going to cut this boxing through here, and we've got our plane line or our concrete patio line through here, which will get from that point and run it all the way through to here. And wherever that meets, that's sort of going to be the height of the boxing that runs all the way around the outside. That way we're still following in plane through here, and a little fantail. The alfresco patio and the pool patio will match in with each other. And then what we need to do is we need to make our high point right in the middle of the slab over there. So 3 meters, which is half, and then all our levels will fall this way, and that way. And that's going to sort of solve our problem. I don't know if I was rambling or if that made sort of sense.
What's our tolerance of height if it gets grinded down and polished?
Yeah, that's another thing we need to take. There's about 5 mil.
That's
But they're going to be surfacing this one as well, so they should be able to. That's pretty much what we're going to do. We're going to figure out where our plane line comes through to this point. That's going to set the height of our boxing for around here. And then we just have to fall it, whatever it is, to there.
Our fall is only on.
No, our boxing from this point to this point is going to be on an angle. Sorry, in plane, I should say. And then all the way around there is all going to be level. So if we figure out this, then we're going to figure out our boxing height through here. And then we just build up. I'm assuming it's going to be easier for us to do this level anyway.
That's what I was asking. Like,
we'll do our prep level, and then the concrete will be 130 mil up there, and then 100 mil down there, or whatever it needs to be. Sweet, so we sorted out the heights. We'll talk to you about it in a second. We just got to the digger driver here, so we're going to start loading in some hard filling along here. Come on, hit it, Mikey.
There's no cliche. Want everyone that's hurt. How it changes your life. But what can I say? I've learned that it's true. After 9 months of waiting, along came you. Little light of my life, little sun in my sky. Together each day, we laugh and we cry. Come rain or come shine, come trouble and strife, I will be right there, the light of my life, little light of my life.
So got a little bit carried away with the compacting and hard fill, as you can see, but we've filled up each side, which has sort of given us a bit of a base to walk around and stuff like that, deboxed, and then we've just started packing this up to height. We've got our fines in place, and we're just getting level there. But what I was going to mention with those heights is from this point here, because we want to get it nice and level with the deck, we've got a 50 mil drop from here to this point here, which honestly seems like a lot, but it's not really. It's only 2 degrees over that point. Yeah, so which is pretty neat. Well, not pretty neat, but it's still good to have a bigger fall than a smaller one, obviously. But that was pretty much it. That's the gist of it, and we'll revisit that once we've got some of our boxing up and some of our lines in place to sort of show you exactly where we need it. 320, that's it, bro. It's a matter of working in with the bits and pieces around you, or the environment around you. Like we've got the deck, the glass balustrade, and the timber screen behind us right there, and just making sure that we're really thinking about any repercussions that can happen once we actually set our heights and stuff like that. But I'm pretty confident with what we've done. And Mikey just setting the height for our blinds, so we're able to spread that out, roll that, and I think that might be us for the day actually. I think Mikey's going to shoot soon, eh? He's got to do a bit of editing, and then we'll get this tidied up, and we'll be back in tomorrow morning to do some boxing and get things ready. So, and we'll just have we've got to go, we'll do one like this as well. We got some heights through here. Like that, and you sort of just follow it like it's just doing well. You can go like this, go like that. That's it. Nice, bro. Perfect. Just be careful when you come to this edge. All right, we are ready to rock and roll, lads. We're going to start setting up some boxing. So we had a small issue this morning that we resolved. So from yesterday's turn of events, we wanted to try and keep all three sides over here nice and level, but unfortunately, we are not able to do that. The reason being is if we kept it all nice and level, our mark looks like we've gone to the wrong line. So who put the tape on the underneath side of the line where the concrete's going?
Oh.
I thought I'd put a bit of tape here, so we're going to redo that tape because they put it on the wrong side of the line. It'd be silly to put it in underneath concrete. But what I was saying is that we had a height difference of 180 mil from the top of this slab to the top of the next slab through here. If we were to keep this nice and level all the way through, which isn't really acceptable. On the plans it shows a maximum height difference of 150 mil. So we've had to adjust this to 150 mil and actually have a 30 mil fall from this point to here. It's a little bit of a shame, but it's the only way we sort of can get around that. And then you can see we've peaked it in the middle. So we've got fall falling down this way and fall falling down that way, and we've also got fall falling this way as well. We've got fall everywhere we need to, which is really good. The next thing is we need to get some H3.2 rods. Some galvanized rods running all the way through this post here, which is going to connect the slab to the post, even though we've got these gigantic piles that we've filled up with concrete. So we've got two M12 bolts running 600 mil into the slab itself, and Fabian's just about to go and whack those in right now. We'll tighten up with nuts and stuff and get them in place, and then we can start setting up our boxing. Boxing's going to be a little bit different, just due to the fact that we've got different heights and all that sort of stuff. So we'll probably end up setting this back one up first because this is nice and straight, and then we'll just run a string line from the boxing up to our point up there and just follow it along. So same system as last time, but just slightly different with our falls. Far out, must be high airs here. Got the bugle bit. Beautiful, bro. Sweet, bro. You can, once it's in, you can tap it slightly, remember? Oh, I don't know. I got it from Placemaker's Y-Rail, but they didn't seem to have it there this time. Sweet, coming along pretty nicely. Just finishing off the touching bits of boxing, and yeah, we'll be ready to start infilling again. Well, while I'm here waiting for the boys, I might as well talk about a bit of concrete. We might as well start off with the different types of pebbles. There's not too much that goes into it really, but there's really the base and then the aggregate that goes in it. Plenty of different types of aggregates. The one that we've used in this situation is the Mangatoroto chip, 16mm. You'll see what that looks like at the end of the project when we grind and polish it. On the patio here, we've got a long burn pebble, so you can either get a pebble or a chip. Those are the two big ones, but then along those lines you can get different sizes and types, which is pretty cool. And then of course the base. So the base mix is you can get it coloured. You can colour the concrete yourself. We got lighter, darker. You can also strengthen up the concrete depending on the purpose. So we've gone with a 30 MPa with the slab that you're on at the moment, just to mitigate any hairline cracks or anything. But yeah, we also got different coatings, which I'm not super familiar with. I know around the pool area, you sort of need to add a little bit of grit in with the coating that goes over the top, just to make the concrete not so slippery once you've grinded and polished it. But yeah, there's plenty to learn, trying to figure out the strengths of the concrete, the types of chips there are, just having overall better knowledge on the concrete itself is quite neat for this project, because normally we just pour the slab and that you get away with it. We don't really use grind and polish, which is interesting. But yeah, we couldn't pump. Well, we could have pumped the slab that you're on, but we would have had to hire a big 4-inch line pump with a big boom, which is very costly, and for such a small slab it wasn't worth it. And the reason being is the chip is too big to fit through a standard line pump. So standard line pump's like a 2-inch pipe that pours everything, which is what we normally use. But yeah, far out. Lots of bits and pieces, so we just use the digger, which is pretty fun. Interesting way of doing it, but yeah. Hey, have you got that sorted yet or what? Oh, one last thing with the concrete. So this is the pebble mix. You can see that all the pebbles are around. With the pebble mix, if we're grinding it, if you grind the top of the surface obviously, and you grind more than half the pebble that's on the surface, they pop out like this. Another thing with the pebble mix is it obviously comes from a river, and you actually get big hunks of bark. I don't know if I can see any here, but big hunks of bark get stuck in the mix, which are like these points right here. There, look, there's a bit of bark. So it's something to take into consideration when we're actually choosing the type of aggregate that goes in the mix, especially for exposed. So yeah, something to think about, which I've just learnt. And if you also, another thing is, if you don't take care of the coating on top of the polished concrete, or the ground concrete, starts to get perspirated. So I don't know if you guys can see all these little cracks that are through here. What happens is the water gets underneath it, and you get this sort of white look through here. And the coating, you see the coating's peeling up off the stone. If you're not doing it every 2 to 3 years, or 3 to 4 years I think it is, resurfacing, this is what it looks like. So this would have looked mint back in the day, but at the moment it looks tired and worn down because it hasn't been cared for in that 3 to 4 years. So hopefully if all goes well, we'll regrind this whole surface and resurface it with some special coating, I guess. Lots to think about, seriously. All new to me. I should really know it all, but don't. Hey, sucker, you got that yet or what? I gotta keep taking some more out of here too, don't I? Right, we're out. So boys are just whacking in some polythene. Bit hard with the bloody wind, but that's cool. While they're doing that, I'm making up a cage for the footing or the foundation underneath this big fireplace that we've got sitting on top of the slab down there. It's going to be the centerpiece of the alfresco dining. And I've got to bend up all these bits of rebar to create this cage. So we've got pretty much going to tie two together like this, and it's going to create the cage that we need. Now, I was just doing a bit of figuring out previously in terms of trying to get all the bends pretty much spot on, so it looks neat and tidy when we go to tie it in there. And what I found is when I'm bending the bends in the rebar like this, come over here, I have to either set it forward or back 20 mil from the point that this wheel lines up with this one. So the first bend I do is I set back 20 mil like that, and I bend it. And the reason I do that is just so I can get that correct length on this. So if I mark 200 mil, if I want this length to be 200 mil, I sort of set it back 20 in order for us to get that 200 mil. The reason being is we've got to account for the diameter of this bend. For some reason, every time you bend it, you lose 20 mil. And what I mean by that is if we've got 200 here, then I need 1700 along here, and then 200 back up. The overall length of this isn't going to be 2.1, it's going to be 2 meters 60. Because you lose 20 mil in each bend. So that's what I've found anyway, and that way we don't have to recut any of these. And then, yeah, it's just the same thing on this side. So I got that 200 there, but I'm going to be pushing it forward 20 mil this time in order for me to get that distance. The main distance that I'm looking for is the 1700 from upright to upright. So if I do this, this is the first time I tried it on here, but I'm pretty confident that this is going to be close to 1700. Yeah, bang on. See that? So just little bits and pieces, I guess, to take into consideration when you're bending it. You'll figure all this out. I guess you guys already know, or you'll figure it out when you start bending, but it's always a little bit hard to start off with when you start doing this sort of crap. Even I get confused. But yeah, nice little tip and trick, I guess. Frick, what a ramble, hey?